Nobody hands you a manual when you get pregnant. You get advice on nursery colors, on stroller brands, on what foods to avoid. But almost nobody sits you down and says, here is how your body is changing on the inside, and here is how that changes the way you should move. That gap in information is a problem. Because the truth is, during pregnancy, your body is quietly working through one of the biggest physical transformations it will ever go through, and most of that transformation is happening in muscles you cannot see and rarely think about. I am Paul. Today I want to walk you through why ordinary daily movements start to matter so much more once you are pregnant, and what small changes can protect you from complications that show up not during pregnancy, but after birth. Let's start with what is actually happening inside your body. Running through your torso is a deep muscular system that supports everything above your hips. Picture it less like a single muscle and more like a woven hammock, stretching from your lower ribs down through your abdomen and across your pelvic floor. This hammock holds your organs in place, stabilizes your spine, and controls the pressure inside your abdomen every time you move, breathe, cough, or lift something. Before pregnancy, that hammock sits taut and responsive. It reacts quickly and efficiently to almost anything you ask of it. But as your baby grows, that hammock has to stretch, sometimes dramatically, to make room. And a hammock that has been stretched to accommodate something heavy does not spring back into shape the moment you ask it. It becomes slacker, less reactive, more easily overloaded. This is the part most people never learn. Once that support system is stretched thin, ordinary daily actions start putting pressure on it in ways they never did before. Rolling out of bed, standing up from a couch, carrying a bag of groceries, picking up a toddler. None of these felt risky before pregnancy, and none of them will feel risky in the moment during pregnancy either. But repeated, poorly supported pressure on a weakened system adds up, and it is one of the quiet contributors to problems that surface after birth. Pelvic organ prolapse, abdominal separation known as diastasis recti, urinary leakage, and persistent lower back or pelvic pain. The encouraging part is this: almost none of this requires special equipment or extra time. It requires learning slightly different versions of movements you already do every single. So let's go through them. Getting up from a low seat or bed. Most of us are used to using our abdominal muscles like a hinge, curling forward and up in one motion to get out of bed or off a couch. That crunching motion drives pressure straight down through a midline that, during pregnancy, is already under strain. A gentler alternative is to move sideways instead of forward. Roll onto your side first, letting your knees come up toward the chest. Then use your top arm to press yourself upward while your legs swing off the edge, so your upper body and your legs rise together rather than your abs doing the work alone. It looks slower, it is slower, but it removes almost all of the direct pressure that the old method placed on your midsection. Sitting posture. Pregnant women tend to drift into one of two extremes when sitting. The first is perching right on the edge of the chair, which feels like it creates room for the belly, but actually increases the curve in your lower back and pushes pressure forward into the pelvis. The second is sinking backward into the chair, which flattens that same curve and rocks the pelvis in the opposite direction, again increasing strain, this time toward the back and lower spine. The middle ground is what you want. Sit fully back in the chair so it supports your lower back. Keep your hips slightly above knee height if possible, and imagine lengthening up through the crown of your head rather than slouching or arching. If you are unsure whether you are sitting correctly, a simple check is to feel for your sit bones directly beneath you. If your weight is evenly balanced on them, you are close to the right position. Standing posture. Standing works the same way. As your center of gravity shifts forward, it becomes tempting to either lead with your belly, arching your lower back, or overcorrect by tucking your pelvis under. Both positions load your abdominal wall and pelvic floor unevenly. To find neutral, stand with your feet under your hips, let your knees soften instead of locking, and gently rock your pelvis forward and back a few times until you land in the middle point between the two extremes. From there, stack your ribs directly over your hips and let your shoulders settle down and back. That neutral position is the one you want to return to throughout the day. Lifting anything, from a grocery bag to a toddler, this is where breath becomes a tool. The instinct is to hold your breath while lifting something heavy, but holding your breath spikes pressure inside your abdomen at exactly the moment your support system is least able to handle it. Instead, split your stance slightly, bend at the knees rather than the waist, and inhale as you lower down toward the object. Then exhale as you lift and straighten back up. That exhale is not incidental. It activates the deep core muscles that help absorb pressure instead of transferring all of it onto an already stretched system. The same pattern applies whether you are lifting a bag of groceries or scooping up a toddler who wants to be picked up right now. Bend, inhale down, exhale up, keeping whatever you are lifting close to your body rather than reaching out for it. Carrying a toddler. If you already have a little one at home, how you carry them matters as much as how you lift them. Propping a child on one hip shifts your entire weight distribution to one side, pulling unevenly through your midsection for as long as you are carrying them. Where possible, carry them centered against your body instead, which keeps the load balanced across both sides and reduces the uneven strain that a hip carry creates. Pushing a stroller. Even something as simple as pushing a stroller can quietly work against you if the handlebar sits too low or too high. If you find yourself hunching forward or reaching to push, you are likely relying on your shoulders and upper back instead of your legs and core, which forces your torso to compensate. Adjusting the handlebar so your elbows sit at roughly a right angle and consciously stepping forward into the stroller rather than pushing it out ahead of you keeps the effort where it belongs, in your legs, not your midsection. None of these changes are dramatic. None of them cost anything or require you to relearn how you move through your day from scratch. They are small correction to actions you are already going to do anyway, whether you knew about them or not. What they add up to is meaning. Reducing repeated, poorly supported pressure on a system that is already working overtime is one of the most practical things you can do to lower your risk of the complications that so often get discovered only after birth, when it feels too late to have done anything differently. There is one more thing worth mentioning, because it surprises a lot of people. These same principles do not stop mattering once your baby arrives. In the days and weeks after birth, that same support system is often even more fragile than it was during pregnancy, simply because it has just gone through the single biggest physical event of your life. Bending to lift a car seat, twisting to reach a crib, carrying a newborn on one hip while you do everything else one-handed. All of it places the same kind of pressure on a system that needs time, not immediate heavy demand, to recover. So if you take nothing else away from them, take this. The habits you build now, during pregnancy, are the exact habits that will protect you for months afterward too. Learning to log roll out of bed, to lift with your breath instead of holding it, to carry a child centered against your body rather than on one hip. These are not pregnancy-only skills. They are recovery skills as well. If this was useful, the best next step is learning how to actively strengthen this same support system throughout pregnancy, not just protect it during daily movement. That is exactly what we will be covering next, so stick around.